There we go. All right. So introduce yourself. 60 seconds introduction of what you do. And remember to say what a good referral will be for you. Also, please enter your info into the chat. Next, we have a 15-minute presentation from our dear friend, Susan D. Robertis. Sorry,
Yeah.
Susan. I forget your name every time. Of SDR
Right.
Business Consulting. Today, Susan's going to help us out in learning how to know your value and generate income. Very, very important for everyone in business, for sure. Next, we'll have a helpful hints by our very own Megan Romero. Meg will help us with time management. That is awesome because I know we can all use that. Next, we will have our weekly announcements. So if you have anything you'd like to announce, something happened, I don't know, a new baby in the family, you know, a business that's starting, you know, any kind of fairs that are going on, you've got something going on for your business, whether you got specials going on or anything that you'd like to promote, that is going to be your time to do any kind of promoting for whatever it is that you would like to. And then, of course, we have our breakout rooms. Which is roughly about 10 minutes. Sometimes we go longer. If we don't have enough people, we'll just stay in one room. I think we tend to stay in one room anyway now. The topic of the week is, how do you handle an irate customer or client? We may have talked about something like this before, but you know what? You can never talk about this too much because we all have those clients or customers that just are not happy. And then we will have a free-for-all for 20 minutes. And usually whatever we're talking about kind of like filters into that time. But that is a time to brainstorm. If you've got any questions, if you're kind of stuck, it's a good place to talk about if you're stuck, whether it be in business or life or whatever. That's a good time we all come together and, you know, kind of give helpful hints of whatever works for us, our own opinions. Oh, we just our own opinions. And I think that's it, right, Meg? Meg, are you there? Did I lose her? Okay, I'm going to press this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we are now going to unshare and do our introductions. How do I unshare? Oh, jeepers.
If you move around,
What a stop share. There you go. Bright red area there. Beautiful.
Yeah. Sound good.
All right. All right. So we're going to start at the top. Megan is actually next, but I'm going to save Megan for last. Okay, or next to last. So our next person would be Mike. So Mike, it's your turn. So good. 60 seconds. Go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. So this is my second time here. Thanks for having me. My name is Mike McGurl. This is my dress down snow day look. So I'm a little more professional on non-snow days, but so forth. So I live here in Dutchess County. I'm an AFLAC manager, which just simply means that I have a sales team reporting to me. And I do business throughout the Hudson Valley and the Northeast states. I can do business anywhere in the country, but most of my, 80% of my business is in the Hudson Valley. The last 20% is in the Northeast states. And, what I do is I bring benefits to small businesses, and these might be construction companies, landscaping companies, restaurants, accounting firms, etc. And so hence good referrals for me are either, a local owner of a business like that, or somebody works that type of business. And, very commonly, I'm the first level of benefits that are being brought into that business. So I don't know where I am on 60 seconds, but that's pretty much about it. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Thank you, Mike. I love AFLAC. Actually, I have a good story about AFLAC from many years ago, I think kind of when they were first starting. So that's actually really good company for sure. All right. Thank you. Next is Michelle.
Hello. Good morning. Happy New Year, everybody. Hoping everybody
Happy New Year.
Had great holiday season and a Happy New Year with new goals, new year. Hopefully you haven't done resolutions. You've just done a mindset of accomplishing a few things throughout this new year. Health and wellness advocate, and I'm a very passionate about raising awareness for the benefits of using cannabis and advocating for that, and as well as pancreatic cancer awareness. That's what my husband passed away from that 10 years ago. And a good referral for me would be someone who would just like to learn how cannabis could change their life, and how we all have an endocannabinoid system, which is out of balance due to all of the GMOs and crap that we are exposed to in the environment and that we take into our body. Gut health is very important. And that's me. And we do our book club on Wednesday nights. If anybody wants to hop on, we're talking about doing your stories and brand. And I have a little bit of a something to share when we get to the the sharing afterwards. So I'll be sharing something with you all. Thanks so much. Good
Awesome.
seeing you. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. And next we have Miss Susan. Here we go.
Hi, everyone. I'm Susan D. Robertis. I will be speaking today. So my company is SDR Consulting, and it's success-driven results. And I help you overcome the stress and the overwhelm of running your business and getting confused, not knowing, well, what should I do first? What is the next thing for me to do? And then do it. So I do that through my 6-week quick start program, where you restart your engines, and my CEO mindset program, which is the master planner. We address time and money and the way you think. And then there's my generator program, which is all about generating income. So we will be talking about the generator and generating income today. We'll focus on that and maybe touch on mindset a little bit. So, and I put my calendar link in the chat if you want a complimentary consult with me. And I can't wait to talk to you in my presentation.
Yes, we are so looking forward to that, Susan. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Oh, of course. All right, next up is Brenda. All right, Brenda.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Brenda Otto with Sunray Travel. So I am a Caribbean specialist, and what I do is I help curate vacation packages for people. And with everything going on today in the world, I really highly recommend using a travel advisor to guide you through all the craziness and the changing and everything that's going on. My real purpose is to make sure that my clients arrive safely to whatever destination that I send them to. And I take care of doing all the research. I listen to what you want, your needs, your desires, what you're looking for to get out of your vacation. And then I curate that for you. I take care of all the steps. All I ask you to do is fill out the proper paperwork that I ask you to do, pack your bags, and be at the airport on time. I take care of everything else. So Brenda Otto at Sunray Travel. A good referral for me right now is somebody that is really looking a honeymoon, people that are looking to do a honeymoon, maybe a family group reunion, things like that would be good referrals for me. Brenda Otto at Sunray Travel. Your next destination starts right here.
Thank you, Brenda. I love your little 30-second thing there, that you're just so on with it. And everybody really take notes of how to just get your information out in the shortest amount of time before you lose people's attention. I love listening to it. She's almost like a radio commercial. And Megan is next.
Just in time. Sorry about that. You could see how chaotic my house is today. So hi, I'm Megan Romero. No, Romano. Silly lady.
Romero. Did I say Romano?
Yeah.
Did I say it? Romero. All right, whatever.
My main job is I am the owner of Phoenix Variable, a bookkeeping and financial consulting company based here in Poughkeepsie, New York, but have computer will travel all over the United States. So I help people with getting in a good financial position, get budgets going, get a company up and running, get a company in the black. Then I also, my many hats, I have a different hat of doing life insurance, I'm working on my investments license. I've been saying that forever, but I really am. It just takes forever. And then I also have a little online store called Meg's Merch. And I thought I would just quickly show you. This is one of those pieces that is absolutely stunning that I'm going to be having on my store soon, and including pretty nails. So if you guys want to have pretty nails without having to take that long time in the salon, let me know. So, and that's megsmerch.com. I will put all the links in my chat. So there you go. That's it.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you, Megan.
Trying.
Okay. All right. All right. So I guess it's my turn. And, I have kind of been out of loop for a little bit, guys. And I want to apologize ahead of time. It may take a little bit longer than 60 seconds here. But I got sick. We moved 1, 2, 3 times since October 30th. And we're finally settled. I might have been 4 times, actually, if you consider the hotel that we had to stay at for 2 weeks. So it's been quite terrible, actually. But I'm here, and I also had to do a lot of thinking about what I was going to do with my life, because, when I was on, I didn't have a business to promote at that point, because I kind of was rethinking a lot of things. And everybody knows, or that knows me, know that I like to help people and help businesses and help the entrepreneur, which is why I was doing the online vendor groups, which for a while was working really super well, and doing the trainings and that kind of thing, because I like helping people. However, it just got to the point where it just wasn't working for me. As far as that goes, everybody wanted it for free, and you know what? It's a lot of time and work goes into these events, and I just couldn't do it. So I thought that maybe this is not for me, but I still want to help people. So I found a company that I had joined some 5 years ago, and when they first started, and I really didn't pursue anything with it, and kind of a light bulb went off. And it's David Allen Capital, where they help small business people. They help the entrepreneur, which I love, especially with what we've gone through the past couple of years, and them needing capital and just some funds to stay afloat, maybe whether it be for employees, or they need to expand in order to bring in more customers, kind of thing. So David Allen Capital is there for that particular reason. I will tell you that it is instant approval up to $25,000 from their Bank Breezy. So it's really amazing. I've just started learning more about them. I'm going to put information into the chat. And if you know anybody who's, looking for some funding, you can get anywhere from $5,000 to $25,000. Or if you need more, they also have DAC, which is from $25,000 to $2 million. And you don't have to worry about putting your house up for collateral, which a lot of businesses end up doing. I've been watching a lot of bar rescue. A lot of people putting their houses up in order to fund their businesses, and that's the reason so many of them are almost losing their homes, and that by the time they call in John Taffer, which I just love that show. I put it on all day. Something wrong with me. Anyway, so that's it. So it's DAC is or David Allen Capital is who I am now working for, and I'm gonna, like I said, I'll put the information in the chat, and when I know more next week, I'll be able to give you more information. All right. Thanks so much for listening. Oh, a good referral for me. Anyone in business, who's needs some money, and the rates are not bad. They don't go by rates. They go by factor. The sooner you pay off the loan, the less money you'll pay. It's really it's a wonderful program. The reason they started was to help small business. So that's what it is. Thank you very much, guys.
That is much needed, Joanne. Do you have the information now? Because I know people who could use that right now.
I'm actually going to put the link for Bank Breezy in the bottom. I'm going to put it in the chat for you guys. I'm going to do that now. And this way the information is there. Bank Breezy is anywhere from $5,000 to $25,000, and DAC is anything from $25,000 to $2 million. So you're talking instant approval with the up to 25,000. And like, if you get everything done before noon, you can have your money that day. If it's afternoon, you'll have it the following day. So it's, yeah, they're pretty amazing. So I'll make sure I put that in there, Susan. Thank you.
Yeah. Hmm.
All right, so moving right along, we are ready for, we're ready for Susan, actually. So there we go.
Oh,
All right, it's all you.
And
hey,
I'm just gonna
all
mute
righty.
everybody while she's speaking so that we can give her the floor.
Thank you. So I'm going to share my screen. So, so today, okay, let's see. All right, wait a second. Let me put this down there. All right, so can I share my screen? Whoever is going to give me permission to do that. Okay, great. Okay, so where is it? Okay, we're gonna do this. All right, so can everyone see that? Can everyone see that? Give me a, yeah, okay. All righty, so, okay, there we go. All right. So in one of the things that I have come across in the past 2 years with COVID being around, is that I developed a specific program, which is the generator, generating income in your business. And I use the SMART goals. I use that analogy, that acronym, to guide a business owner how to generate money in their business. And it's through a simple, it's a way of thinking. Everything is with your mindset and is a way of thinking. So in setting SMART goals, what are SMART goals? They are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and they are time-based. And so this is a very simple, disciplined way to view your business. You may say, oh, this is just another plan, you know, and that's a 4-letter word that we all hate, like all 4-letter words, you know, bad words. No, this is a great word because this empowers you. This takes the burden of you thinking, well, what do I do today? What should I be doing this week? How am I going to get enough income in my bank account this month to pay my monthly bills? And then you take that out to a quarter, to a year, you know, and then the next year. And where are you? You're stressed out. You're trying to figure it out by yourself. This is a powerful tool. If you're not going to, you know, work with someone who can really give you the accountability and support, then I have this this tool, which I promote heavily and use it myself. It's everyone can benefit from this. And what it is, and this is my magazine, American Lifestyle. And on the back cover is where this information lies. So, so SMART goals. All right. So many of us set resolutions every New Year's Day, but if your resolution is too broad or doesn't have a deadline, it is much easier to abandon it or forget it. So, and as the saying goes, a goal without a plan is just a wish. So, and according to Elbert Hubbard, many people fail in life, not for lack of ability or brains or even courage, but simply because they've never organized their energies around a goal. You know, every person is truly talented. And then there's the aspect of running a business, because you're all good at providing the professional service, and you're all good at making that little doodaddy widget thing, you know, and having fun and being creative, making it, you know, be it jewelry or, you know, clothing, whatever it is, you're great at it. It's lovely. But, either it's a hobby, a part-time gig, or if it's a business, if this is to pay your bills, then you need to hold it in a certain way. You need to think of it in a certain way. You need to think of yourself as, I'm the leader of this pack, even if you are just a company of one. You are the CEO of your business. And it's important to regard yourself that way and hold yourself accountable. Accountability is key in business. So with the specific, the first box is specific. Make sure your goal is simple and well-defined. So you want to ask yourself, what will the goal accomplish? How and why will it be accomplished? So for example, my goal is to beat my past 5K time by 5 minutes. All right, that's for an athlete. But an example would be, let's say monetarily, it would be, I want to increase my income by 20% and put that number in there. So you see the dollar amount. What is 20% of your income? Monthly. This is monthly. So, and even go back ahead of that. Well, actually, I'll do that at the end to go into this. But you want to really have it be in writing. You want to write it down. And your goal is to increase my income by 20%. Let's say it's $2,000, $5,000, $20,000, depending on what is your monthly income. Measurable. So make sure your goal contains criteria for measuring progress towards the attainment of the goal. So how do you measure that, whether you're on track or not to meet this goal? So you want to list at least 2 things that are going to, like hit the gong, ding, where you achieved this goal. And an example is, to reach my goal, I will make 20 calls a week. 20 calls. You're reaching out in your business. I'm going to make 20 calls. I'm going to follow up with people. And you will know that you're on track to meet your goal when you're on track and you are calling 20 people every week. You're doing what you said you were going to do. It's not, in simple terms, crapping out on yourself and procrastinating and making excuses. Well, I don't feel like it. Or, when you find yourself looking around and saying, that corner is really a mess. Let me just straighten this up. Let me just do this. Let me just do that. That is an indicator that you are procrastinating and you are avoiding doing the thing that you said you were going to do. If you do your 20 calls or 10 calls, whatever you say you're going to do, whatever you wrote down, on your calendar, Monday, 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., reach out to, call 20 people. Do that first, and then see how your day goes. See how your day goes. If you put it last, the whole day, you're going to drag because you're thinking about, I have to make those 20 calls. And it depends on how you hold it. If you hold it as, I'm uncomfortable doing this, then you will just add to your discomfort. And so then do it in bites. Do 5 calls at a time. But, bite size. But do it. Otherwise, you will not achieve your goal. So that's the measurable aspect. And achievable is, the goal should challenge you. It should be obtainable in a manageable time frame. So you want to ask yourself, is it possible? Do you have the resources? All right, so this is not pie in the sky based on, if you've made 50,000 in your business, or 150 or 500,000, you're not going to say, I'm going to double my income in a month, or I'm going to double it in 6 months, or I'm going to From 500,000, I'm going to go to 1 million this year, or from 50,000, I'm going to double it. You know, you want to have it be achievable. And by that, I mean just outside your comfort zone. So pick a number, and if it feels good, okay, and then just up it a little so that it's a little edgy. You know, you don't want to crush yourself. You want to win the game that you're creating. You know, you want to win the game, and you really want to see how resilient you are, how resourceful you are, how courageous you are, you know? So if you've already achieved 5,000 in revenue a month in your business, or 10,000 or 20, you want to, you know, go that, add the 20% to that, add that, and see how does it resonate, you know, and then put that as that is your goal. That is achievable for you, and everyone will have their different achievable goal. It could be adding 5 new members for your team, Mike. It could be adding new people onto your team. Michelle, it could be, you know, writing what, you know, I'm going to write, you know. And Joanne, it's you're in a new business, so it could be, well, I'm going to call and reach out to people and put the word out. I'm going to call 10 people a day, or 10 people a week. And for Megan, it's, I'm going to have 3 new clients a month. You know, this is my busy time. Or I'm going to create, you know, new jewelry, but I want to get rid of my existing inventory, and I'm going to have a end of year blast out fire sale. Yeah. And for Brenda, it's really focusing on the safety and the enjoyment of a specific destination, and really, you know, really focus on presenting that and calling people and presenting that offer, that opportunity to take that trip and have the experience. So the next step is the R, and that's relevant. And you want to make sure the goal you've chosen matters to you. Because if it doesn't matter to you, you're not going to do it. So you want to ask yourself, what is the reason or purpose or benefit of accomplishing the goal? Is it right for me? Is this the right time for this? Okay, and only you can answer that. But when it comes to upping your game and generating income, I would say as a business owner, it's always time for that. And people are always, you know, game to play that game of increasing and generating more income. And this is a powerful tool to do that. So you could say, well, I'm doing this in order to improve my overall health and feel good about myself in my, you know, working out and running a 5K. I think that's related to health, but it could be for your own business, you know, increasing the amount of clients that you serve. It could be, you know, you want to hire new people on your team and increase your reach. By having more people on your team, you become bigger, and as a company, as a rep for, let's say, you know, Aflac or whatever company that might be. And then finally, it's time-based. So you want to make sure to be specific when setting a target date. And you want to ask yourself, is this enough time to reach my goal? Did I give myself too much time to reach this goal? So you want to say, I will accomplish my goal in 60 days. Or you want to give yourself definitely a time limit. I will achieve this goal by quarter end, March 31st, 2022. You want to have it time bound. It's not, you know, well, I'll get there. Yeah, you know, no, that's a slippery slope. You want to have this set up where it's, okay, I'm starting here, and by March 31st, 2022, I will have 5 new clients, or I will have 4 new people in my business. I will have a new jewelry line. I will have sold my inventory. I would have written, and made presentations. I would have sold how many trips to the Caribbean. And then you want to work it backwards, because you have, in a quarter, there's 3 months, you have 12 weeks. 12 weeks goes by very quickly. So every week you want to make those 12 slots. And what are you going to prioritize every week so that you meet your goal? Excuse me. If you do this religiously, consistently, you will reach your goal. And of course, there's going to be stuff that comes up, which is why it's so important to have an accountability person or someone to support you and guide you through the process so that you can even achieve more and have more. But this is the starting gate. This is where you can begin. So that is the tool that I, use in my generator program, how to generate income in your business. And it's not sexy. It's very simple, but you have to do it. You have to do it, and you have to stay on course and stick to your plan. And if you fail to plan, then you're planning to, fail, as they say. So I hope that was beneficial and helpful. And I'm open to taking questions, after, but I do want to address the how do you charge what you're worth thing? Because people are always, how do I do that? How do I do that? How do I do that? You just do it. That's what you do. And what do you charge? All right. So look at your monthly expenses. What is your monthly nut to crack? Is it 2,000, 5,000, 10,000? Whatever it is, your business needs to support you. Yes. Otherwise, it's just a hobby. Your business needs to support you. If you know your monthly nut, then all right, I got to have, let's use 5,000, for example. I got to have $5,000 a month coming in here. All right. How do I do that? Okay. What are your products and services that you offer? And you break it down. Well, okay. For example, I know Megan has a bunch of businesses. Joanne, I think you have too. Michelle, I know you do more than one thing. Brenda is very, targeted with her business, and it sounds like Mike is as well. So you want to see, well, what services do I offer? What products do I offer? You want to write that down. And what are your prices that you're charging? How many clients do you have? Existing clients do you have? And you may have a husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, where it's, you're contributing to the household income, so that, that may assist you in meeting that monthly nut to crack. But in terms of running a business, you want to keep that separate from personal. Excuse me. So you want to see how many clients do you have? What is the income from each client generating monthly? How many doodaddies or whatever it is you're selling? How many are you selling a month? Or how many do you need to sell a month in order to crack your monthly nut? So you really want to take a look at that, and that will help you determine what you should be charging. Now, I'm not saying, well, I should be charging like $1,000 a month. Then if I have 5 clients, I got to charge them each $1,000. Oh my God. No, that means you need more clients. That's what that means. That indicates, no, you need more revenue. You need more business. And the most important thing is, since we are going through a pretty tough time for business owners, you want to add more value into what you are giving your clients, so that they receive more from you. And and you can break down your services. For example, I'll use my business as an example. So instead of working with me for a year, I offer a 6-week quick start program. And also I offer a half-day intensive where it's a smaller bite, but it focuses only on what's important to you right now. What do you really, what is your biggest challenge, and what is that hump you got to get over so that you can move forward in your business and have more time, freedom, more revenue, and you know what to do. So it's getting creative in creating products, different price points, different areas where people can jump in to work with you. And then you can upsell them to have a different experience when they're complete, and when they've achieved their goal with you and they're really thrilled, then you offer them, if appropriate, you offer them another, longer term, like 3 months to work with you. Typically I do that and people end up working with me for a year, 2 years, 3 years. One instance, it was 7 years. This client stayed with me for 7 years. And because every year he was achieving, just opening up different offices all over the US and doubling his income. And he really went to a multi-million-dollar company. So, and that was the way that went. Now, not everybody goes that way, but that's what he wanted. So a lot of small business owners, they want to cover their monthly nut, and then have, what is a salary, whether you pay the salary or not, but you want to have a number that you want for yourself, that you can invest in your future, retirement, save for the things that you want to save for, like trips. So you can call Brenda and hire a bookkeeper like Megan, buy some jewelry from Joanne, hang out with Michelle and Mike with Aflac. Yeah, you want to add that over to your health insurance. So you want to have all of these things in the works, but you have to have the overall plan. And that starts with setting your SMART goals. So I hope this was valuable. It is, your worth is okay. You could say, well, it's confidence, it's this, it's, you get trepidatious about, I don't know if they're gonna. There's plenty of people out there who will hire you, if it feels really not, if it doesn't feel good for you to charge, really whatever that number is, then don't do that, because you want to honor yourself first. So you show up really, fully expressed, knowing that I do this for people. And when they hire me, they get this benefit, that benefit, they experience this, they have that, and I'm here to serve them, and they're happy, and I'm grateful to have them as a client. So take care of yourself, feed yourself first with a positive attitude and a real gratitude for yourself and what you provide to people. You show up that way, then, some people say yes, some people say no. And the ones who say no, you say next. All righty. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this. And if you have any questions, I'm available for questions. And this was fun. I hope you enjoyed it.
That was absolutely stupendous. I absolutely, I really, really enjoyed that information. Does anybody here have any questions for Susan at all?
I just love acronyms. So, I mean, I wrote that down. So I was like, okay, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, very powerful. And it does work. When you work it, it works.
Just like anything else, right?
Yes.
Your business. If you work it, it works.
Yes.
So that was, anyone else have questions for Susan?
So more of a comment than a question. So very good. I enjoyed it. But, one of the things I find is for people that set goals, and I think the example was making 20 in this presentation, making 20 calls a week, which is fine. What I think is really important is people need a system to track those calls, right? So one of the things she talked about was setting goals. And then, as you make those calls, well, how did my week go? Did I get 22? Did I get 15? Do I even have a system that tracks it? Do I like my system? Is it burdensome? So yeah, setting goals is great. I agree with everything. And then, when it gets down and dirty 3 weeks later, you want to know week by week, how did you do? And you want a very simple system that's not going to be cumbersome and expensive and time consuming, but you want to know where you stand week to week too. So just thought I'd add that. Thanks.
Oh, absolutely, Mike, because you have to know who did I leave a message with? Who do I need to follow up with? And to start initially, yeah, and there's lots of systems out there. You could do it on an Excel spreadsheet, make it simple, keep it simple to start. But as you go on, you will need a CRM program.
And
And
that's
you
where
will,
I'm getting into stuff.
yes, and you will need, because that's a huge admin support, and then you will need a virtual assistant perhaps to keep that up for you. So all of that, that's your back office stuff. But the information comes from you after you make the call. You have to input it in the system, and your VA maintains it so that when you want to send out emails, you want to send out, notices or whatever it is, any communication. Yeah, you have your list of folks, So I do that. I have a VA, and she maintains that for me, but on a daily basis, I write down, who am I going to call today? And I track that, for the day and the week. But that is an excellent point, Mike. Thank you for that.
That's awesome. Good. I like the interacting here. This is really, really good. Gets a lot of stuff going. So if anybody's interested in what Susan offers, all her information is in the chat. Get with her, talk to her. I mean, I love Susan. We've gone to lunch. We've had that magazine. Tell us about that magazine just really quickly. How is it working for you?
Okay, so this is American Lifestyles. It's Reminder Media. This was my holiday, it's really very, very, very lovely. And I mail out, I don't mail it out. The company mails out, I get 50 of these a month. 25 get mailed out to people that I have chosen are on my list, and the rest I hand out. The inside cover is all about me. There I am, and I wrote that about myself. In here are recipes, which they write the copy. I don't write this magazine. I can write, but I don't produce a magazine of like 40 pages every.
It's all glossy. It's all glossy.
All
Beautiful.
glossy, beautiful quality paper. And the back cover, you choose the back cover, the inside cover, and the outside, which is all about thanks a million. I'm thanking people who are referring me. So I picked the front cover, the inside cover, the inside back cover, and the outside, and I get to pick 2 recipes. Now, if I don't pick anything, they've already pre-selected, like if I don't get to it, they have pre-selected everything for me. What stays the same though is my inside cover, because that is about me, about Susan. Who am I? What do I provide? And all that, this is a very powerful, losing my words, tool. Yeah.
Marketing tool. Yes.
Yes. But this is the long game, this is, I've had people call me up and say, oh my God, you wrote this magazine. And it's like, okay.
Oh, I know.
I wrote the magazine. All right. No. I say I produced the magazine, so, but this is a very good marketing tool.
It's relatively inexpensive to tell. I'm telling for a reason.
It's every time it goes out, it's like $250. They do the mailing. It's best that the more people you put on the mailing, the better. It also has a digital aspect to it. I could send this out digitally, however, and they keep pushing me to do that, but no, people are overwhelmed with digital doodads and they don't read it. They say, oh yeah, that's nice, I'll read it later. No, they don't. But when you get something in the mail specifically addressed to you, it's like, ooh, this is for me. It's like getting, and so you're going to see this on your counter, on your table, and you're going to pick it up and read it. And the touch and feel and the visual on this magazine, it's really lovely. So it's
So worth it. It's so worth it.
Yeah, Google Reminder Media. I could send you a link, and actually then you get a bigger, better deal. So let me, I will do that.
Awesome. Thank you, Susan.
Send that to all of you. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that would be
Beautiful.
great if you could send us a link and with a reference to you so you get credit for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm making a note of that. Okay.
That's awesome. Don't forget it. Okay, excellent. All right. So moving right along to Megan
Hi,
with our
everybody.
helpful hints. All right, go ahead. How do we organize our day, Megan? Help us.
Oh, this has been my ongoing bane of my existence all through, starting my business. So I've learned from some classes and from trial and error of my own so that I can hopefully pass some of these things on for you. So if any of you guys are tactile person, people that you want something that's, in your hand, you don't want it in your computer. One of the best things I could possibly say is invest in a really good planner, like not a cheapo little planner. Get a really good planner that has like your whole month here so that you can open it up to each month. It helps you to be able to block out your time. I'm going to take this day off. I'm going to take that day off and put it in there. Write it in. Then, having the ones that then go down, drill down, if I could do this properly, there we go. Drill down a little bit more where you have a day for a column and utilize this space depending on how you work best. So for me, I'm always liking, when I use these, I'm more of a computer person, so this is kind of like nice to have, but I didn't really use it that much. But to me, I'll go back to where I did use it a little bit. Sorry, guys. To me, I liked being able to use that top section for my appointments. Then because I'm Christian and I try and do some reading, I would put in like the Bible verse that I read that day, something that hit me really good. Sometimes it was a quote, just somebody said a quote. It struck me. I put it in here so that I could look at it again. And then I would use the bottom section for anniversaries, birthdays, important dates that I really needed to remember. I really liked using this for family and client dates that are important. So, sending out a little email saying, hey, I know it's your birthday, happy birthday. Maybe some of you guys are on my mailing list and you get, happy birthday, happy new year. You probably got my happy new year, happy Christmas or Merry Christmas emails. Those are really great tools, and I'll get into how I do that in a little bit. I'm going to try and make this quick because I know it's a helpful hint. But so if you're a tactile, I need a physical something to use, get a really good like planner to use and use it. Like open it up, like have it open on your desk somewhere. Then also the really important almighty to-do list. Make sure you have that to-do list. Things that are really extra important, put a star on it. That feeling of being able to check off something and cross it off, it feels so like satisfying. Like I did that, it's done. I think it's even I've heard some people say you get like a little endorphin rush, or the happy feel. But I'm also going to share my screen. So for the people that are a little more technical, let's see, I'm going to share my desktop, and then I'm going to, yep. So this is, I hope you can see my calendar and my reminders on here. Thumbs up, thumbs down. You guys can see my desktop. Good. Okay. So I'm a very visual. I want it on my computer. I don't want a ton of, I already have tons of piece of paper on my desk. Don't need any more. So you're going to get a glimpse into the life of Megan. So I took a big class, and the major thing that I got out of it, spending a couple $100, was to block out my personal time. So if you're somebody who forgets or just loses track of time, and you're not taking a lunch, and you really need that time to be able to focus, make sure you have a calendar and put it in there. Put an hour lunch into your schedule, especially if you have a calendar app. Like I use Acuity, there's Calendly, and I have it attached to this calendar. And I utilize it in many different ways so that, let's see, I'll open this up. So my work is in red, and you can see I blocked out the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's my personal time. Nobody can make any. So Acuity is attached to the red calendar on here. And nobody can make an appointment during that time that there's red things on here. And I have it on the calendar app that gives me 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after. It gives me a moment to like kind of prepare for an appointment. And then it gives me a moment to, write any notes, put things on my to-do list for that person that I just talked to, so that I can move forward and then go into another appointment. So, and then with us in our household, date night, Friday night, every night, no excuses. We could be dead sick. It's date night. So I have my personal time blocked out here, but then I also have purple as my personal calendar. So I might not always have it like listed in there. So if I have a time blocked out, I put that appointment that's also in there. So like you could see here, I have a doctor's appointment on Zoom. So I have my doctor's appointment at 5:15, but I'm gonna make sure I have a little time so that nobody gets too close to it. I have a little reminder in there. So that time is blocked out for personal. So then I also have a calendar with my husband. He's got appointments. He's not very good about remembering when they are. So that's a calendar that we share, that he tells me, hey, I have this appointment. I put it in there. That doesn't affect my work stuff. So that's where being able to utilize a calendar that you can have multiple calendars that you could see all in one. Like I have a Mac, so that's part of Mac. I hear that Windows calendars and stuff like that are getting better with being able to offer this. I know Google calendars, you can make many different calendars. I also, when I was going to school, I had my class assignments. I blocked out time for me to study. And then that way I knew that's study time. Then there's all this other time is work time. You know, here's you guys, PNN, there's you. You know, then there's church activities. Then I have, you know, with all the work that I get done on my house, I have a little calendar for house stuff, like the plumber's coming. That might not have, that most often does not impact my work schedule, but I have it on there so that I can, like, you know, block out that first little time that I'll need to sit there and go, hey, I need you to do this, and here it is, let me know if you need anything, and then I'm back to work, and then he's still there working. I don't need to block out that whole time. So utilize calendars. Calendars can be so good. And then I also have anniversaries and, you know, birthdays at the top. Utilize it. That's what it's there for, right? So, but then I'll kind of go in real quick. I had it set up that I was going to have a reminder of 10 minutes, but I forgot to hit it. So if you know, Joanne, just keep me on track. But then another great thing with Apple products, but I also know that I believe that there's also on Android and stuff, there's reminder apps that you can get. So I have things scheduled, like, you know, I have one client that I need to constantly, every single week, I need to remind him to send me certain documents. So I have it on there. 9 a.m. weekly, remind him that he needs to do this. You know, oh, I need to change somebody's pay rate. They're, you know, because they hit their 90 days. And so they're out of that, you know, probationary period. And now I put the stupid things in there that, like, I should know. Washing my furnace filter, put it on there, you know, but, and then get it, you know, if you
Right,
have
10 minutes, Meg.
Okay, I'll wrap it up as quick as I can. Asking people for statements, like put everything on there. The great thing is I love to be able to click that. I did it. And then at the end of the day, looking at all the things that I got done, and that satisfaction of seeing that, that's a really, really good tool that people don't realize that they have. There's also sticker apps, like, you know, as if you have a Post-it, you can have, there's a stickers app that you can get.
Yeah, I use that.
Post-its all over, and it'll be all over your screen, but at least you can have it designated colors to designated activities. Really quickly, just tap in. We were talking a little bit about CRMs. So this is a CRM that I use. It's Primerica specific, but I know that it's available for people that do real estate. This is a really awesome tool. I was able to upload my entire contact list, which I have, like, everybody that I've ever met, ever gotten a card from, just uploaded it up there, and you can set up campaigns. If you find a really good CRM, there's CRMs that connect to QuickBooks, which is a really amazing tool, which then also connects with, you know, MailChimp, I'm like thinking, I'm like monkey. MailChimp, Constant Contact to do your emails. So they all kind of work together. And I'll just bring up somebody just really quick. What I love about this is that if I bring somebody up, I can put in all their information. I have qualifiers, specific for, with Primerica. But what's really great and what you want to look for in a CRM is the follow-up and the appointment. And if you can make a campaign that you can then mass send out through that CRM. So with the
But that's with
follow-up,
Primerica, am I correct?
this is with Primerica, but I know other CRMs have this. The important
good.
thing is, if you sit there and you're having a conversation with somebody and you say, hey, why don't I follow up with you in 6 months? Have this open in the background. And if they say, sure, that sounds good, set it up, put it in there. And then like this one and other ones that I know, you can have it set up that it'll send you an email on the day or right before. It'll send you a text message reminding you to go and connect with that person. And get yourself in the habit when you get that text message or you get that email, do it. Like stop what you're doing for a second, pause, and reach out to that person right then and there, because then you won't forget. So, or put it on your calendar. I'm getting there. So that, and then also having appointments really quick. I'll just throw that there too. You could put in when you do have an appointment with somebody, if you say, oh, can I follow up with you? And they're like, yeah, let's make an appointment. Instead of doing a follow-up reminding you to make an appointment, if they want to make an appointment right then and there, make the appointment. And I have this connected to my calendar as well. So just throwing that out there. And
Good info.
so these are some of the many tools that are available. I could sit here for hours, all the different
We can see
things
that.
we have at our fingertips nowadays. The
Right.
technology is there, that there's no excuse for us to really be as scattered as we used to be. Gone are the days of the calendar on your wall and you're trying to write it all in on one little tiny box. So
Does anyone have any questions for Megan? No,
that
we
was
lost a
great.
couple of people.
I
so-
like to check off things, but
I
I had to look up what CRM meant. I didn't know what that was.
customer relations manager.
All right, that's what Google's for.
Yeah.
That's it.
I always forget to say that. And I know there was something else that we were talking about at book club, and I was like, oh, I'll talk about that, but maybe that's another day. What was it that we were talking about that I was going to say that I was going to talk about?
All right,
I don't know.
I think that
write it down.
the calendar is key, and it's, don't put your, well, I have my family calendar with my hubby or my, whoever, whatever. And then there's my business, and then there's me. No, you'll go nuts. It's all in one calendar, and color code it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Color
Oh,
code
yeah.
Great.
This way you don't mix things up.
Yeah.
All the
Cause-
same thing.
It's the visual, and I have a Google Calendar, and I have I got like 5 colors in there. But yeah, personal, business, family, sales, anything money related,
Mhm.
make it easy. Money related stuff can be green,
And it's
Oh, yeah.
what I
Yeah.
love about that is if I decide I'm going to take an hour a day between this time and this time, that I want to make phone calls or connect with people or send out an email to my clients, I want to designate time, then put it in there. And then that way nobody can actually
now,
make
that's enough.
appointments during that time. And it also kind of forces you, like, this is when I need to be customer facing. So it's kind of a good accountability partner, and to make a rule with yourself, especially early on, I'm not moving that time unless it's an emergency. Like, you need to be able to step away from your business at some point in the middle of your day to take a break. That's a self-care thing. That's a sanity thing. Put a lunch in, even if you're not eating for during that time. Just take that time to just go for a walk, you know,
Get down.
whatever you need to do. So that's a
Okay.
huge thing.
Good deal. All right. Anyone else, any questions? Nope, we're good. Thank you very much, Megan.
No
Super
problem.
helpful, as always.
We lost a couple people.
We did. Well, they had to go at 11, so, you know, I mean, it happens. Okay, so any announcements, ladies?
Michelle?
Just that I have, with the book that we're reading, he has a cheat sheet, a work page. So I'm going to just put that in the chat, and we're not going to, you know, I'll give you 2 weeks just to put your thoughts on it, and then we'll try to condense it and bring it back in 2 weeks to maybe a breakout session where we just kind of do our spiel and, you know, have our colleagues say, okay, gee, Michelle, you lost me at this, or, you know, it sounded like you were droning on, or it was too long or too short. I didn't get all the information, because that's what we're all about. We're all about helping and building each other, and doing the best to get our business and our thoughts out there. So it's just, it's very important to have a story, and, you know, have it emotional, have it, because those are what stick. People will remember a personal story about you and why you do what you do. So
We've been
Yes.
talking about it so much, and kind of like, hopefully people are kind of working on it, even if it's not on paper, in the back of their mind, they're starting to work on their stories and how can it improve. So what we were talking about was that we'd take a whole meeting, we'd kind of throw out our normal format, and just that whole meeting, we won't record. It'll just be breakout rooms where we'll kind of break out, do our stories, critique to each other, then come back together, then do, you know, mix up the breakout rooms and go try and like utilize the feedback that we got in the first breakout and use it in our second breakout with new people. And then just, we can kind of keep going with that until we're all feeling like we're in a good place, and then see how much time we have left of that meeting, and maybe just kind of have a free for all after. So that's the 21st. I figured that would be a really good time. That gives two weeks from today for people to kind of like put together their story with all the great information that Michelle has been giving us. So
So you're
Okay.
talking about having that in our network meeting?
just, yep, the whole meeting, just
Because
have,
not everybody is in the PNN book club.
but she's been doing.
I'm not in
she's
the,
been
yeah, I'm
doing
not
the
in the book club.
stories. But
Mm.
she did the 3 parts, telling my
but I've been
stories.
talking about stories for a month now,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah,
So,
and I have my outline. I'm not in your book club, but I'm in an anthology in a book, and I wrote my story in that book. It's a chapter, and I'll share that when
Good.
we go into story. Yeah, why I do what I do. Who am I? You know, who's this woman?
Right.
You know, so yeah, I got that. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. And I'm sorry, I don't have the bandwidth right now to be in the book club. You know, I
no,
really.
it's fine. We're
But,
not,
Fine.
you know,
and you don't
but
have to be in the book club to do this, because before the book club even started, we had been doing
yeah.
Michelle did a 3-part
Mhm.
series of how to
Yeah.
do her story. So, you know, it's open for everybody. And I'm encouraging
Mm.
you guys, like, bring invite people. Like this could be a really good opportunity for, especially people, Deborah was there week before last,
Mhm.
and she was saying this is a really, really amazing thing for people that are just starting out. This is a really good tool. I mean, she was saying we should turn it into a master class. I'm a little like, I like our book club, but this is a really good thing for people that are just starting out to be able to learn how to do this so that they can get customers and hit the ground running. So if we know people that are just starting out or, are faltering in this area, this could be a really good opportunity for them, that we can all kind of, being in a loving, caring way,
Supportive,
critique
yeah,
each other and, help mold a really good story so that we can move forward and use that in our lives. So, but
All
anyway,
right. Awesome.
I do
Okay.
have
We
one
don't,
thing.
we don't have too much time
I
left.
know.
I have to be out of here at 11:30.
Okay,
Okay.
just really quick.
Mhm.
I did share on my pages that I am doing a sale on my page for if you refer somebody, where did I put it? If you refer somebody, then and you let me know and they bought something, then I'll give you 10% off. And if you're local, you can also use as well a promo code pickup, and you save on shipping, which I know you guys aren't as close, but
Yeah.
spread the word, share my link, and
Absolutely. Did you put your link in the thing, in the chat?
it should, the Meg's merch is in there, so.
Good. Awesome. Okay. Now, the one thing we're going to talk about, and I don't know how much talking we'll get on it, is what to do with an irate client. I mean, we talked about this kind of before, but I don't think we can talk about it too much. When you have an irate customer or client, ideas of how you handle something like that or someone like that, because you know what, we encountered, if you're in business, you encounter people who are just not happy. And sometimes you can't make anybody happy. That's the truth. So if anybody has anything that they'd like to pass on, if they have any ideas.
I just know that everybody knows 300 people. I went to a conference once and I've always had that in the back of my mind. And it's not just that person, like in my photography studio. It's not just that person I'm dealing with. It's the next 5 people in line who are listening to the way I am dealing with them. So that's a very hard concept to give to employees to understand, because there are people
Yes.
out there that just really want to get a rise out of you. And if you give them that rise, they won. And so what I always said was, they didn't like their photos. You've tried to accommodate and just say, you know what, please keep those, but here's a gift certificate. Please come back and give us another chance the next time you're in town. And,
Yes.
my kids, their brains would blow. They'd be like, no, they were jerks. I don't care,
That
because
jerk
at least,
will tell many other people.
that's right. And at least when they get home, they tell the story. Well, those people did, they didn't take my photo very well. And, and people will say, well, gee, I bet you'll never go see them again. And they're like, well, they gave me a gift certificate to try it again. Everybody has an off day. That's the story I want them bringing back. And that also
Absolutely.
goes with your story, that not that a customer is always right, but a customer service is always the first deal. And, if they get to a point where they're abusing, you just say, I'm so sorry. I'm, may ask you to leave or whatever, but, you just don't have them take advantage, but they're a customer and everybody has their own backstory that you can't really get into, but you just try to make it work the best so that you come out with good customer service. So
That's very important. And sometimes you realize, whether it be on the phone or in person, if it's brick and mortar, I guess it's probably a little easier because you can give them a gift certificate. You can give them a gift card or whatever. But sometimes if it's over the phone or on the computer, sometimes people just need to vent.
Yeah.
You know what? Whatever came up on a bad day for them. You know, they had a fight with their spouse, nothing is working. They just got up on the wrong side of the bed. The car broke down. They got a flat, whatever, and boom, I got this, and they're at you. Sometimes it's not personal. It's never personal. When it's in business, it's never personal. And I
Right.
think too many people do take it personal, especially those who are in the MLM industry, because we're all, you know, they're housewives, they're moms, they're whatever, and they take everything so personal. And I found that with dealing with the vendor events, that a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not paying for this. I'm like, all right, well, good luck to you. And they go, I do have good luck. I do this and this, and I get this and this. And it's like, dude, okay, whatever. Just,
And why
your
did they need you?
and that's fine. It's like, it's not personal. Wasn't directed at you. It was, yes, good luck to you. You're in business. Good luck to you. I hope you find your way. But sometimes they just need to vent. Sometimes you just need to be quiet and listen.
Right.
And just listen to them. And every now and then go, I understand.
Mhm.
Yes.
Right. And that's
That
active listening, where you'll just, your reflective statements back. Wow, it sounds like you're having a hard day. How can I help?
Yes.
What do you need?
Exactly.
What do you want?
Exactly. I'm so sorry. I really am. Let me see if I can help you in any way. Exactly. What can I do for you? And once they get all that out, sometimes they go, I'm really sorry. You know, it's just that kind of thing. But sometimes, and a lot of people, as soon as they hear a customer or a client getting at them, the hair goes up on your back. You
Mhm.
know, right away you want to defend, but sometimes you just have to just go, take a breath and just listen to it. You're in the business of customer service. That's all there is to it. And sometimes you got to deal with the good and the bad. That's my little 2 cents anyway. Anyone else?
As a little bit of I'm not a brick and mortar, I tend to have more of contact in an email and text level. One thing that I've really started instituting and has like made a huge difference for me, and that I used recently this week, was, don't let it all blow up right that day. Kind of find a way to put some time and distance in there. So like, I'll give an example. Like this week I had an issue with somebody, and in email, I made sure that I worded it in a way that she recognized I hear what she's saying, kind of like reiterating back in my own words what I feel like she's saying. And then just saying, this seems like you're very upset. Maybe we can address this tomorrow, and come back to it, because sometimes somebody just needs to settle down and recognize, ooh, I wasn't actually angry at her. I was angry at all these other things. Like you said, there was all these other things that happened. And then maybe the next day they were able to be like, okay, I didn't mean it. I didn't want to like stop working with you. And we can walk it back. But sometimes there's still, maybe it is something going on with you, and then that you just kind of have to stay calm and remember that they're going to be talking about this to somebody else, whether it's one person, 5 people, 10 people. And if you stay calm and collected and you treat this in a good way, then they're going to walk away like, yeah, I was upset, but she handled this very well. And, I feel like I can go back if I need to. Because I always look at it like that. They might cool down and realize they can't do the books themselves. So I want to make sure that that door is still cracked open, that they feel
It's
that they
open
can
so that
come
they
back.
can definitely come back. You don't want to burn a bridge.
No.
And that's really big. As far as it goes, there was something I wanted to say. Oh, if someone has a bad experience with you, they're going to tell 10 people. There's a saying, If they have a good experience, they tell one person. If they have a bad experience, they tell 10 people. So always keep that in the back of your mind because boy, word of mouth is very, very strong.
Yep.
It's very big, especially when there's a negative connotation to it, because people love negativity.
Yeah.
They really do. It's the drama.
Love the drama.
There's no drama in
Especially-
positive.
Especially now with everything that's going on. Nobody's at baseline. Nobody is. Everyone is
Mhm.
triggered so much faster, so much easier
Mhm.
than they were before all this
So
craziness
much.
came.
I agree. Yes, yes, I absolutely agree. So we're getting down to the last minute, only because everybody can keep talking, but I just want to say thank you very much for coming. I'm not going to put the slide up. We know what it says. Thank you very much for coming. If you know anybody who can benefit from coming in and chatting with us for an hour and a half on Friday morning, by all means, please bring them along. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll meet here every Friday. Everybody knows.
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
Have a great weekend.